Hey guys, so this is our fourth consecutive update on building a startup in 2022. Our startup is called MobSur. We are a developer-friendly mobile app user feedback platform. We've been working on our product for a while now, and this is an effort to bring more transparency and more clarity about our progress so far and our plans for the next week. Yeah, but before we get into that, something I keep forgetting to do is I forget to present myself and tell you who I am. So my name is Ivan. I'm the founder and CEO of a development company called Eden Tech Labs, and now also founder of MobSur. So Eden Tech Labs is a company I founded in 2016 with the focus on building user-friendly mobile apps. I built a few apps. None of those were actually very successful. And at some point, I started also working with clients on their own projects. And I was able to build one of the most successful apps in the App Store back in 2018. And I've been working on other smaller and also very interesting projects since then. MobSur came to us as an idea out of the necessity to put user feedback solution in a client project, which had to be very easy to integrate, had to be low friction, had to have an easy to set up dashboard, had to have easy to look at analytics. So this is how MobSur came to life. We couldn't find anything like that on the market. So that's why we started building it. We put it in that client project. We collected feedback from more than 70,000 users in a couple months. So we know it works. We know there's product market fit. So it's now just a matter of getting it out there in the world and making sure that we get the right people on board so that they can realize the value that it provides. So yeah, back to the updates from this week. We're finally able to get the development work on track. Obviously, still going to be a little bit behind with the launch date, which was supposed to be 1st of September. It is now 30th of August at the time of recording this. So obviously, we're not going to get there in 2 days. It's obviously going to be pushed back a little bit, but obviously, it's not going to be pushed back by a lot. So I'm not sure exactly what launch date we can set for now, but maybe somewhere early next week or mid next week, we should be ready to start onboarding clients in the public beta. And yeah, before that, the developer is now about to upload everything that he's done so far to a staging environment so that we can start testing it. We're also building 2 test apps, one iOS and one Android, so that we can also test out the SDKs, because the service has a dashboard and a mobile SDK for both platforms. The Flutter SDK is still in development, so maybe we'll just launch without it. We have to test the user dashboard. We have to test the onboarding of new users. We have to make sure that the mobile SDKs are also working fine. So that's the plan for the next couple of days when it comes to development. Aside from that, my job as a founder and the CEO of the company is to talk to potential customers, to talk to potential investors, to start building up the awareness and the momentum for the product so that we can do a successful raise early next year. That's the plan. I'm talking to my connections and friends that have either raised money or have connections to people that have raised money for their startup. I actually added a resource, very helpful resource in the previous video. I'm not going to add it to the description now. If you're interested in VC funding, especially early stage VC funding, that's a great resource and you should go through it. I'm still not completely finished, but it's already given me a lot of value. So I can only recommend it. It came highly recommended from a bunch of people. So yeah, obviously it's a good resource. One conversation from the ones that we had last week really stood out. It was with one senior executive from a company that recently made an exit. We showed him what we've done so far. We showed him the landing page. We talked about distribution channels, who's the potential customer. His future role could be either an angel or an advisor, or maybe even a client. He also has a project that he might want to integrate MobSur into. So yeah, it was a great chat. So he gave us very good feedback and very good insights about how we actually need to formulate what we do, who is the target for what we're trying to deliver, what's the angle that we can get at. I mean, very, very valuable feedback. Sure, some of that was kind of clear for us already, but hearing it from someone with great experience and great exposure to US-based startups and US-based companies, it's just invaluable. So I can only recommend talking to such people if you're at that point in the development of your company. He also gave us actually great point on the landing page. So it was very detailed feedback. So it was great to have it. Looking forward to getting him on board as a client, as an advisor, and also why not as an investor. Okay, the next point in the update is our cold outreach campaign is still going strong. We also added a few more leads to the list of prospects. We're probably going to run out of leads relatively soon, but that's fine because we're anyway going to be sending them a new email announcing the launch of the public beta. So I think it's perfectly fine. I think we're near maybe 500 emails. And these are very handpicked, so to speak, very researched startups and companies, tech companies, that either are mobile app first or have a mobile app as a core to their product. Most of them recently got funding. It's a very good list of emails. It's not just some, I don't know, bulk email list that we just send a lot of emails in bulk. Maybe at some point we'll also do that, but for now, we're doing recently funded startups and companies that are either mobile app first or have a mobile app as part of their main product. But the most important update for this week, I think, was that we were able to get a much clearer picture about who we are, who we actually want to sell to, and how to get there. Because obviously there are other products like ours out there. Sure, our product has some unique features and competitive advantages, but you could potentially do what you can do with MobSur with other products that are out there. So we need to find our own angle, and we think we found it, which was probably the biggest update and the biggest revelation for this week. So yeah, thankfully, this is now going to go into the whole branding of the startup. We're going to change the landing page to match that. We're going to add more features that are going to reflect that. So I think it was very important to do that, and I think we have a very good idea about what it's going to be. Once it's done, you're going to see it on the website and everywhere else. And I'll also let you know in one of the next updates, once we're ready with all that it's basically done, so that I can get your feedback as well about what you think about this direction of the product that we're moving into. And lastly, I'm also preparing our pitch deck. So one of the things that goes into every pitch deck for early stage startup that's about to raise funding is a competitive analysis. So doing this competitive analysis, at the beginning, it was kind of frustrating seeing that there are other companies that kind of do what we do. But at the same time, I also saw that actually no one does exactly what we do. So this has given us the capability to get that competitive advantage, to get that special edge that's going to get there from our own direction. And also, another thing that I'm now working on is a table, basically a matrix that's going to compare our features to the features of the competitive products, so that we can make sure that we know what our main advantages are, so that we can communicate them to investors, to clients, to potential partners. This is a very important part of the process, and I'm very happy that we're doing it now, and we're doing it that soon compared to doing it at a later stage, because I think now is the time to make drastic changes in the direction, in the branding and everything else. The product, of course, remains the same. The way we communicate it is going to change a little bit. The people that we communicate it to is also going to change a little bit, but that's all part of the process. That's why it's a startup. That's why you have to stay lean. You have to stay flexible. So yeah, guys, so that was the update for this week. Hopefully it gave you a little bit more clarity about what we're doing and where we're going. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to put a comment under the video, send us an email, whatever you want to do. We're there. We want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. So please make sure to send whatever questions you have, whether it's related to the product, whether it's related to building a startup, whether it's related to development. I mean, anything that you're interested in, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about whatever you have to ask. So yeah, thank you for your time and talk to you guys next week. Bye.